AM Sports here with me, Muftau Nabila Abdullah. Last week, there was a demonstration against the leadership of the Ghana Football Association dubbed Save Ghana Football. Well, this time around, it was Togbe Afede that came from the camp of Accra House of Folk as fans of the club marched the streets of Accra, demanding that members of the board of the Phobia fraternity resign. Let's hear from some of them as they march the streets of Accra. Hazafok fans there calling on Togbe Afede to resign or step down as board chairman of the club. And we're going to bring you the story that has to do with the Save Ghana football demonstration. But first, let's hear from Togbe Afede. He's been speaking or reacting to the decision of the supporters to demonstrate. He says those who decided to march on the streets and demonstrate against the board of the club do not have the interests of Hazafok at heart.
Everything is being done to strengthen us in our pursuit of the ultimate preeminence in African football. And this much we've communicated time and time again. You know, for example, we're going on demonstration yesterday, and I asked, what do they want? What do they want? What do they want that we haven't done? We've done everything. You know, after all this, the only thing that House will not have is a stadium. We are streets ahead of, you know, all of our counterparts. I would say the whole of the South region will come out as one of the very best. So sometimes it's difficult to know what they really want. And so it leads you to believe that they just don't want the progress of this club, unfortunately, I'm sorry to say. You know, no matter what we do, they don't seem to like it. They all are aware we just got a new coach. They all are aware we just got a new MD. So what are they demonstrating for? We talk about in place a new board and announcing that new board at our next AGM, which we had planned for this month. Delays in the audit of the accounts have meant that we have to postpone. So if we are going to have a board in place next month, what are you agitating for? It looks like agitating for agitating's sake. You know, it looks like people who don't really, a few minority who don't want to succeed. So whenever we take very good steps, they probably want to divert our focus. I would plead with them to try to be real supporters. Real supporters, even during difficult times, stick by their clubs. You know, and they should remember that we love the club as much as they do, if not more. That's why we spend time and resources on the club. You know, let them be real supporters. You know, not people who want to cause distractions, diversion of focus from the things that matter that we should be doing. I mean, yesterday, the demonstration was so much uncalled for, but when they've all been aware of the humiliation Ghana suffered in Ivory Coast, which is partly blamed on the fact that not enough investment has been done into the game. Not enough investment has been done by way of infrastructure. So if we are doing that, if we are setting the pace, I mean, they better feel proud about what we are.
And to save Ghana football, there was a planned demonstration in Kumasi on February 23. That has now been put on hold by the organizers. They say that they are going for a roundtable dialogue with Parliament, the Ministry of Youth and Sports, and the Ghana Football Association. A statement that was released on Tuesday says that conveners of the Save Ghana movement wishes to notify the public of its intention to put on hold the second protest originally slated for Friday, February 23, 2024 at the Garden City, Kumasi. This decision was arrived at after a positive round of talks between the group and Parliament of Ghana, as well as the relevant bodies whose duty we believe it is to revive the passion of the nation, which is football. While last week's demonstration was the first of the many things to come to ensure that football received the right attention from those at the helm of affairs to develop the game and change our current narrative, it has become necessary to put the Kumasi event on hold to make room for dialogue following approaches made to us by the Ghana Football Association and the Ministry of Youth and Sports. It is an open secret that the football ecosystem is evidently collapsing, and our demand that the nation embraces this unique opportunity to reform and set the game back on the path of its glory days has so far received the right attention from the various quarters petitioned. So following the official letter from the GFA in acknowledging receipt of our petition and an invitation to an open dialogue, the leadership of the conveners is expected to meet the officials of the group's petitions in the coming days to further dialogue on the way forward regarding our petition. So foregoing, leadership has taken the decision to put the Kumasi demonstration and all subsequent ones on hold to meet the appropriate bodies to discuss the way forward before deciding on the next move. We would like to assure stakeholders of Ghana football that this decision is in no way the conclusion of the matter. We only arrived at it to make way for dialogue, hoping that this dialogue puts us back on the right track of football management once again. We shall engage the general public accordingly on outcomes of our meeting with all stakeholders, as well as future rollout plans in Kumasi and other parts of the country. Save Ghana football, where is the love? That is a statement from the conveners of Save Ghana football. Now let's talk about the Accra Sports Stadium. On Friday, it will be hosting Ghana versus Zambia in an Olympic qualifier. Just a few days ago, my colleague Victor Achutamaklo was at the facility, and each side was quite terrible as the playing surface was taken over by mushrooms. Well, Fentio Tahiru, my colleague, went back to the stadium to take a look at what has been done so far, and he comes through with this report.
So I'm here at the Accra Sports Stadium to check out the pitch. Now, 2 weeks ago, my colleague Achutamaklo was here to do a report on the state of the Accra Sports Stadium pitch, and anyone that saw that pitch was outraged, rightly so, because there were mushrooms springing onto what looked like weeds, not necessarily grass meant for playing football. Exactly 2 weeks later, we are back here, and I have to say that credit has to be given to the NSA and to Frank Boahen and his green grass technology for the speed with which they at least brought this pitch to the state that it is now. It's looking green, it's looking lush. Now, I'm no expert at pitches, but obviously I was here to watch the Black Queens train as well, and the ball appeared to be moving smoothly. Now, there are other conditions that could disrupt or that could provide a challenge as to the quality of this pitch, and those include, for example, heavy rains. But until that happens, for now, I just have to give credit to the people for at least working assiduously to make the pitch at least green and playable within such a short period of time. The motivation for doing such a report is to put authorities on their toes. so that people who are paid to do certain work actually deliver on that mandate. And on that score, following that report, the work that has gone into this pitch has been impressive. Now, there's still some time to perfect this pitch. The game is on Friday, and I see lots of groundsmen still working on the pitch. That Black Queens versus Zambia game is on Friday, and then the Africa Games, of course, is starting on March 8th. My hope is that nothing else happens on this pitch to disrupt the work that the groundsmen have put into this so far. If that can happen, and they can work on this uninterrupted up until when we start the Africa Games, I'm confident we'll have a quality pitch to use to play the games. There are other aspects of the stadium that needs work. For example, the washrooms and even the seats. I have always contended that there is no way anybody should buy a ticket to come into the stadium to watch a football match and still have to invest in a handkerchief to come and clean the seats. That is the NSA's job. The washrooms have to be kept in pristine condition. But that is a subject for another day. I'm just here to say, as far as the pitch itself is concerned, I have been very impressed with the work that's been done. Hopefully, that continues going into the future. So, well done to everyone involved.
Meanwhile, the Accra Sports Stadium, power to it has been disconnected by the Electricity Company of Ghana over a 400,000 Ghana cedis debt owed the ECG. And there are concerns that if the match involving Ghana and Zambia could go under floodlight, that might struggle because one of the standby generators at the Accra Sports Stadium hasn't been functioning for months now. Well, the National Sports Authority, which is the agency responsible for the facility, have not been able to settle this debt despite countless opportunities given to them by the ECG. ECG had given them a deadline of last week, Friday, but they were unable to make the payment, forcing the Electricity Company of Ghana to disconnect power to the stadium on Monday. So currently there's no power to the Accra Sports Stadium, and also there's no power to the Cape Coast Sports Stadium. There's no power to the Aliu Mahama Sports Stadium. Aliu Mahama Sports Stadium has not had power for about a year now. The Cape Coast Sports Stadium has not had power for months now. So the bigger question is, why is the National Sports Authority struggling to be able to pay monies to the Electricity Company of Ghana to have power? That's a major question, and the leadership of the authority would have to rise up and make sure the power is connected to the facility. And one of the interesting things that has actually come to the attention of Joy Sports is the fact that many of people might have seen a picture trending on social media about how they were trying to bring back the Aliu Mahama Sports Stadium pitch. Can you imagine, or just imagine, that despite how horrible that facility is, it has been rented out for a major concert on the pitch again? Well, the authorities have asked those internally to stop. They should ensure that that does not happen on the pitch. Now, let's move on and bring you other stories. And we are going to England, where reports have emerged that Kylian Mbappe will be going to Real Madrid. Reports actually even suggest that he will be earning about £15 million at the end of every football season.